Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ask Zak for this evening. And welcome to Janru Oosthuizen, my colleague.
Thank you very much, Zak. It's nice being back.
Now, tonight we're going to look at preparing your animals for the Christmas market. Now, when we talk about that, of course, we talk about meat production. So it's going to be have an influence on you as cattle farmers, of course, the lamb farmers, and of course, the poultry farmers. Now, very important, make sure we're going to put in a lot of effort, money into this because we see a boom in sales. There's a lot of potential to make a lot of sales. But remember, you have to take an account that you have to be able to sell that animal. It doesn't help you raise all these animals. At the end of the cycle, you get to selling them and then you don't know where to go to. So very important, make sure you determine your market. Where are you going to sell those animals? If it's poultry, are you going to deliver to the slaughterhouse? If it's our cattle or sheep, is it going to be at the abattoirs? Who's going to buy your animals? Or live market? Those things play a massive role on the cost of your animal and of course the value that you're going to get back. So be very aware of it. Now if we have to kick it off, let's start off with the sheep. We need to fatten them up. We need to get them ready for the Christmas market. What is important there?
No, Zak, so there's a lot of guys looking for lamb and goat feed over the Christmas holiday period. So very important time to make sure that your animals are in tip-top condition and that their growth rates are sufficient. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to sell them by the holiday time. So we've got that product for you. We've got the SK125, which is our sheep and goat finisher. But before we go to our sheep and goat finisher, we have a product of full calf creep feed. Okay, so that's the product which you use to creep your animals, to wean them off of your ewes, and you're going to feed that full calf pellets up until 30 kilograms of body weight. That's just to develop the rumens and make sure that the animals are ready for that higher concentrated sheep finishing product. Okay. So the SK125, you're gonna, as I said, you're gonna start feeding it from 30 kilograms of live weight, and then you're gonna look at adaptation phase. So the first few days, look at feeding about 300 grams. Then you can go up the second week to about 700 to 800 grams. After that, you can look at going up to 1.2 kilograms, and then after that, ad lib. Okay. So you feed that feed up until your slaughter weight. Very important, just to always in a feedlot situation, enough roughage, so enough bales in your kraal, and then clean drinking water as well, which will make sure that you keep those rumens active and nice and healthy.
And just to add on to that, which is very important, remember you're trying to feed the animal. We're in summer months now, especially for our free grazing animals, and we didn't have that colder winter, so our parasite loads are going to be heavier. You're not in business to feed worms or parasites, so make sure your animals are clean before you take them, let's say, into the feedlot. Make sure you've dewormed them, make sure all parasites have been handled, just to make sure you utilize the full potential of the feed. Otherwise, you're spending your money on worms and you don't want to, or internal parasites. Now, when we look at the next step, of course, our poultry market, it's massive. There's lots of poultry sales ahead for this December months coming. Now, very important, we've been over it so much, actually, we feel like repeating ourselves all over again. But remember, our poultry feed differs a little bit from the other people's in terms of how long we give our starter. Now, our starter we usually give for the first 21 days. Now, a lot of people ask, why do we give it so long? There's a lot of companies that say, no, just a week, 2 weeks maybe. But the reason we do it for so long is we want to build that frame to the maximum in that period. And that's why you will also see with your lighting periods, that first week we almost do not switch off the lights. Those chicks are eating constantly. So and with broilers, what's important is if you fall behind in those first 2 weeks, you're always trying to catch up at the end. So be very aware. Starter at least for 2 weeks to give you that frame that the animal needs to grow with. And of course now with these weather patterns, look at this weekend that we had, and with this rain, Remember, broilers are very sensitive when it comes down to temperatures. So make sure you've got your red lights or your heating or your backup heating system in place. As soon as that animal gets cold, it's not going to consume feed. And when it doesn't consume feed, it's not going to grow. And that's the last place where you want to be. And of course, with your broilers, we're lucky. We've only got a 6-week cycle, so you need to get your timing right. It doesn't help you start, let's say, 2 weeks before Christmas. Your animals are not going to be on size for that market. So do your planning correctly for when you are placing your chicks. Then you know you're all right. Now, when we go over, let's say, we touch on the ruminants on the sheep, but of course, Jan-Roo, the cattle plays a big role as well when it comes to our Christmas market. How do we handle that part?
No, definitely, Zach. So as I said, for the sheep and goats, the finishing products that we have, we also have your finishing products for your cattle. Okay, so same story. You want to get those animals, those carcass weights, the structures built up nicely with the foundations of your full calf, your creep feed, and then you want to start looking at feeding them a finishing ration. Okay, after they've been backgrounded. So you've got your CF130, which is a finished product. Okay, you don't have to mix anything. It's very convenient. You can just put it out. Just remember, as I said as well, your adaptation phase. The first week you can look at about feeding between 3 and 4 kilograms to your calves. As I said, just look at their stomachs as well. If they are comfortable with that, the second week you can go up to 5 kilograms, and then 8 kilograms the third week, and after that you can feed it ad lib, which means you can keep the bulls nice and full. Same story. It's such a basic principle, but people forget to implement it. Is the bales. Your ruminants are made to consume and to digest roughage. That's why it's so important to always keep your roughage, enough bales in the kraal if they're not feeding outside, okay, and with clean water as well. With that said, we've got your CF130, which I spoke about just now, but we have a FET Mix 30, which is our feedlot concentrate. So for the guys that has their own mealies, yellow maize meal, we've got that option as well. If you've got a nice mixer that you can use to mix that concentrate. Okay, so if you're interested in these products, we are a few technical advisors in the field. Just go to your nearest Alzu branch, ask them, can I get some of these products, and your technical advisor's name as well. Then we can take you through the steps, exactly how to mix it, how to implement it. So we are here for you in getting to your Christmas weights.
Just to add on a little bit to what Jan-Roo said as well, remember these finishing products that he mentioned, your animal needs to be at the correct weight before you put them over. Do not expect this finishing product to take your animal as far as you need it to be when it doesn't go in on the right weight. So that is why Jan-Roo touched on the full calf so much, is we need those building blocks to build that basic structure, that frame that animal needs to build muscle and all those things. So make sure your animals are on the correct weight before transitioning over to any of these finishing products. Otherwise you're fighting a losing battle. Now, Jan-Roo, you quickly touched here, technical team, everything like that. And of course, in a session like this, we can only share small tidbits just to get you guys thinking and get you aware of things. But you mentioned you were the technical team out in the field. Yeah. But I think if I remember correctly, this Thursday, you and the team are going to be busy again.
Yes.
Where are you guys going to be at? I heard something about Middelburg and, of course, yes, another branch.
So me and Sean will be going to Nelspruit. We've got a broiler and layer information day there. So you're more than welcome. If you're in the Nelspruit area, you can give them the branch a call and just book your seat. It's completely free. We would love to share information with you guys to go into depth about what you need to do, what building blocks you need in place to reach those weights.
Of course, in Nelspruit is not the only day. We've got Middelburg going as well this Thursday. So yes, come and meet the team. That's what we're here for. We strive to give you advice, to assist you to be a stronger farmer. So from my side, thank you for your time and have a good evening. Jander, thank you for your time here.
Thank you very much, Chuck. It was nice being here.
Good evening.
A good one.